And it's... Spread damage!
Like, that's always, how the internet works.
Damn it, Meryl.
That means it is purely the spread.
Lack of stab.
Actually, if it...
Ah!
If Meryl lived on that low, like, if it was a single...
It's Quagsire!
Oh.
What?
Oh, you sweet summer child.
Grassy.
Like, Meryl lived on such low HP, you could have killed it.
Bang!
A whiz, Dazzling Gleam, if that was a single target. Dazzling Gleam, unless we got fucked over by a low roll.
Crit. What is the... Talk about, like, that one guy and just his streams I was hanging out in near the end of the year. Because, one, he was enjoying the game, but then, like, we live in this weird, like, back and forth.
Why didn't you start with that?
Bring the
Especially because that thing has Swift Swim.
Bring the ring.
Okay, that thing can have Swift Swim, but Cloud9 didn't activate, so that Gold Duck might be... Oh, and you're still fucking...
Sucky!
Unless Gold Duck has a third ability I'm completely blanking on, you were just faster than that thing when its speed is doubled.
What I was going to say, like, in some of those streams near the end of the game, some things that got fucking said in those streams were, like, back and forth, semi-heated in a lot of ways, where I was trying to make a point and I felt kind of ignored by a bunch of people that, even if they didn't intend to kind of come off as rude, sort of shutting me down was kind of rude, where, like, some arguments we had, I'm just going to kind of go over a few notes for stuff. One of the big arguments going on, I was talking about Feebas, because Feebas, that big underground lake, we passed it in the story.
I have to go use the bathroom.
Okay. Cousin has used the bathroom. That's going to give me a minute to ramble. We passed that Feebas lake. And I was talking about how a lot of people were complaining about Feebas. Because that huge underground lake, any water tile in that lake, Feebas can be any 4 water tiles in that lake, and they change every day, and they're random. So I was talking about how a lot of people were wasting a bunch of time trying to find a Feebas. And I brought up Feebas being kind of annoying, but then in a different stream, we end up in a discussion where I brought up people found out what RNG controls Feebas, and someone made a tool that is basically, it's a tool where you enter the lottery number for the day, and it generates a map, because the lottery number is actually on the same RNG string that controls Feebas. So, I was talking about people made a tool to make finding Feebas less annoying. And the one person in chat basically said they found Feebas in like 20 minutes and was talking about how, in their opinion, everyone is just being kind of unreasonably whiny for no reason. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. But they were basically talking about how, in their opinion, people complaining about Feebas are just kind of whining for no reason. When I brought up, I've seen a couple of streams take 6+ hours to find Feebas. And they basically were going on about how... Ah, damn it. Carson, damn I can. So basically it turned into a discussion where the one person said they found Feebas in only like 30 minutes and that people were complaining about Feebas for no reason. And they felt like people were just kind of being whiny for no reason. Already kind of repeated that, but... Then, I brought up, I've seen certain streams take 6+ hours to find Feebas. And the person streaming said they would look for Feebas to see if it was that bad, and the person streaming happened to find Feebas only in about an hour? And the other person basically comes up and's like, see, Feebas isn't that bad. Now my math could have been off, but that entire room is around 650 tiles. Why the fuck do you have him a choke? The entire room with Feebas is around 650 tiles. Even if I were to say 50 tiles are unused, because I don't know how many tiles are making up those rock formations, you still have around 600 tiles, and Feebas can spawn in only 4 of these tiles. And to basically say that people complaining or being unreasonable is ignoring the massive amount of RNG involved in this nonsense. Where you could be lucky and have Feebas near the beginning, or your Feebas tile could be near the end. So, basically saying people are complaining...
I always find it funny when people complain about RNG, because, like, it now be several months ago, I think it was around the middle-ish of 2021, there was basically this guy that did, like...
Gyarados!
It was one of the PS2 Grand Theft Auto games. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was Grand Theft Auto 3. Like, when you try to basically steal an ambulance, there's this, like, I think it's like 1 in 8 chance of it being locked. The guy reset the mission like 8 times, and every time it was locked. Also, special attacking Gyarados. The RNG chances of that happening are fucking absurd.
Going back to my point.
The reason I brought that up is that's to show you RNG is bullshit. Damn, Gyarados thick!
RNG is basically as convenient as it is inconvenient. And you can make... This is gonna be so fucking funny. Thank you for the rain, dumbass!
That might have actually made it kill!
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but the one person saying people are being unreasonable and whiny, it's RNG. And it's RNG where you have around 600 positions this Pokemon could be in. And I'm sorry, but if you're going to tell me that, oh, it's unreasonable to complain, I found it in like 30 minutes. You got lucky, dude. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but you got lucky. You had good RNG. I've seen streams take 7+ hours, or like 6+ hours, because they didn't get lucky. Because they could be anywhere in that godforsaken lake. Now it's probably a good time to...
How many repels do we have?
Yes.
We have 18 standard ones and 20 super repels.
Use a standard at first. For a second.
Fuck this victory road.
It's better than the remake, but I'm trying now. Again, I don't want to come off like an arrogant know-it-all asshole, but it's like we're literally talking about RNG, and I will be the first to acknowledge that RNG is RNG. So yeah, you could get incredibly lucky with your Feebas spawns, but to just discount anyone complaining is just kind of senseless whining. It is one of those things that's like you kind of sound sort of condescending and rude. Seriously?
What does that do? Oh, a roost. I thought it clicked Feather Dance for a minute.
It used roost.
Oh, time to put... Oh, wait, we can't play with swords. Shit. What? Oh,
I
wait.
forget they...
I was going to ask, why do you know that? But that actually makes sense.
It's the one problem with moving swords dance, but...
Like I say, one problem, we can get more stat boost out of that.
And Staraptor. My bird is better than yours. Anyway, like... The whole reason I'm hung up on the Feebas thing, it's around at least 600 tiles of water. We're both at -1, but... of course.
I swear if they do the same thing.
Damn it.
Hey, but you're faster, that means you can...
I'm faster!
I would have clicked close combat at that point.
Trying to use a couple potions, but...
Oh, yeah, because their HP was so low, or the amount of recoil we took was
Yes.
really low. You know, I forget the move does that sometimes.
Anyway, like... That goes into a whole side discussion on my entire problem with RNG as a thing anyway. Should have got more potions in here.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Well, for the most part, probably will, but... Okay. RNG in general is basically pure flipping random, so yeah, Feebas can be easy, but that's ignoring the fact that Feebas can also be really obnoxious simply because...
It's like a funny other RNG-based thing in Polygon. It's like evasion. It either will literally do nothing, or it will work at the most convenient time and you literally can't, you can't touch something.
And I think the Feebas cave bullshit is an example of, oh, if you're lucky, it's not that bad, but discounting anyone complaining and saying that people are being unreasonable is kind of rude just because someone could have really shit luck with where the Feebas happens to spawn. It's not like, unless you're using that one tool to figure out where they are, it's not like you have a way to control. Oh, Blizzy. Jesus.
Oh, that's extra thick.
Huh, fucking hell. I have to expend one. I have to. Chansey evolution.
We are using our one Blissey card.
It can't live this. Shiagazing, bitch.
Yeah, how does it feel to not have Eviolite, you fucking thought?
Damn it, Curzon.
No. Oh, look at that. You can't take physical hits. It's almost like having a base 10 physical defense was supposed to be a balance. Eviolite, Chansey, and Dusclops are my two most hated Pokemon.
Curzon has some issues. Semi-unreasonable issues.
No, they are entirely reasonable. Eviolite ruined the fucking game.
I said semi-unreasonable. And even then, that's more of a half joke where I, in general, agree with you, but
it is only viable on 4 Pokemon, but fuck, those 4 Pokemon are way too fucking free.
Save some of the lesser repels and actually use some of my supers. Now, in general, I agree with you, just because there were a few other kind of niche-ish Eviolite.
Any other Pokemon with Eviolite people would use as either a gimmick or a meme. The only things that, like, where it sort of actually matters, like I said, are those 4, because there's a point of a reference to why I feel this item ruined the fucking game. And it's funny, because, like, I can, apply this to all of them. Eviolite, like, Porygon 2 and Chansey could live a fucking Choice Banded Adamant close combat from Urshifu.
We could, if we're really...
And Dusclops could live Choice Banded Adamant Wicked
If
Blow.
we're really talking about Eviolite, the 3 common ones were Chansey, Porygon 2, and Dusclops, with a decent niche for Corsola Galar variant.
That died off when, other than strength sap lowering attack, people realized Dusclops does this infinitely better.
I said, like, there were a couple other, but, like, the Corsola...
When people realized... Well, actually, I say when people realized, but Dusclops was actually added in the Isle of Armor, wasn't it?
I don't think.
I can't remember.
Damn it.
Okay, now we want the bullshit friendship heal.
I'm not gonna get it. Not that that affects special attack, so...
I just don't want to waste potions on the chip damage.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Carnivine?
Oh, they remembered he exists!
Carnivine?
So this is one of those times if we sit there and stay burned, we can't be put to sleep, so...
Carna freaking Vine! Grass is weak to poison. I know what I'm doing.
Also, yes, him floating does mean he has levitate.
Yeah, it's a grass type with levitate. Going back to the... Rampart! Oh.
That is a very thick boy.
No, Rampardos.
It's still kind of fucking heavy.
Semi-top heavy. 165
Because-
physical attack.
Because this...
Oh god, it's breaking the mold.
When I say thick boy, I don't mean...
Hold on.
When
Please
I
kill.
say that it's thick,
Woo-hoo!
I don't mean that in terms of defenses. Remember, this thing's defenses are garbage. I mean that in terms of weight, because it's a rock type. That thing is, I think, still around like 200 pounds.
That should always shift or moves around, but
Probably should, yeah. So anyway, like the main point, like I said, Eviolite on Dust, Eclipse, Porygon 2, and Chansey. Those were the three most common. Was a few other. With a few... Put the two grass moves next to each other.
why?
I like ordering shit in order of stab.
I'm ordering shit in order of what we're actually going to be fucking clicking.
Okay, motherfucker.
It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, do any of you agree with the point I was trying to make about the Feebas location in this game? I feel like the one guy was being a condescending asshole for no reason. I know I can often come off that way as well, but my main point is this: that underground lake area is a massive tile set of water which has well over 300 tiles. It's somewhere between like 350 to around like 650, 700. If my math for the tile count is off, I'm sorry about that, but that body of water is incredibly huge, and Feebas can only spawn on 4 tiles out of that entire body of water. And the spawn rate is 50%. So, even if you find the tile, you might pull up something else instead of a Feebas. Normally, you pull up Magikarp. I'm not actually sure if any other Pokemon are in that water. I think it's only Feebas and Magikarp. And my whole point here, the one guy found a Feebas in like 30 minutes, and the one streamer found a Feebas in like an hour, and the person trying to make an argument that Feebas was easy to find used that as a point to go, look, see, Feebas is not hard to find, everyone is just making up excuses or making a mountain out of a molehill, and he had this condescending attitude of, see, it doesn't take like 6 hours like you said it does. It only takes like an hour at most. I don't know what you're talking about. Even though it could be anywhere in a tile set that is close to or exceeding 600, even if we lowball, I know for a fact it is over 300 tiles, it's RNG, dude. Sometimes you could find a Feebas easily because they load near the start of where you start fishing. Sometimes they end up at the complete opposite end of where you started fishing, because that body of water is huge, but it came off like the one person feels that everyone is wrong simply because they did not have trouble finding Feebas, so therefore you do not have trouble finding Feebas. And then they had the arrogance to go, I found Feebas in like 30 minutes, multiple days in a row, so I just don't get what you're going on about. Dude, it's not that bad. You do not take 6 hours to find Feebas. You're just making shit up. It's RNG. It is a body of water with well over 300 tiles. 4 of those tiles could be Feebas, and out of the 4, it is a 50% flip on whether a Feebas shows up. And I know the tile count is closer to 600. 300 was a low number, but that still helps sell my point. And I hate being an asshole and being a math nerd, but logistically, if you have 4 out of like 600, you're not going to easily find those 4 unless you get lucky. And even then, the 4 things you're looking for are basically on a 50-50 coin flip. And the 4 things you're looking for could be close to each other or really far away, because it can be any combination of water tiles in the area. And if you started on one end and all 4 are near the bottom, and you are not using that RNG seed finding tool, how can you honestly look me in the eye and straight face, oh, you could find them in 30 minutes? How could you find them in 30 minutes? You have to check every tile. And the one guy checking every tile basically took him upwards of an hour to move down about a good few rows before he finally found one. If that person had Feebas tiles that were lower down, it likely would have taken another hour or two. And really think about, even within him finding it, it still took about an hour. But I need to stop this rant. My point is, RNG is stupid. Yes, Feebas can spawn in a way where you could find one in like 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes maybe. But depending on where you start, they could also spawn on the complete opposite end, and that would take at least an hour to around 3 or 4 hours to check every tile in the area. Most people start at the upper corner and move their way down the water, checking every tile one by one. If you're not using the seed finder, and that's why I have seen streams take 4 or 5 plus hours, because checking every individual tile takes a minute, especially because you need to check every tile at least 2 or 3 times, since it's a 50-50 flip. So sometimes people, as a safety measure, will actually check a tile 4 times. So if you're doing a few extra checks, it can go on longer, but this question has gone on long enough. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.